Aaron Rodgers liked Devontae Adams' tweet from yesterday where he said, cryptically, gotta appreciate what you got while you got it. Aaron Rodgers liked it, which counts as a comment, I guess, in 2021. I appreciate having some company in my frustration with this situation in general, but specifically Aaron Rodgers. I didn't expect that company to take the form of Terry Bradshaw, but you take a listen.
With him being that upset shows me just how weak he is. Who the hell cares who you draft? I mean, he's a 3-time MVP in the league, and he's worried about this guy they drafted last year at number 1. And for him to be upset, my God, I don't understand that. Pittsburgh drafted Mark Malone, number 1, Cliff Stout in the 3rd or 4th round. I had him coming at me from all angles. I embraced it because when we went to practice, I wasn't worried about those guys. You know, it didn't scare me a bit. So I don't understand why he's so upset at Green Bay. And then if they fired the general manager, he'll come back. Are you kidding me? Really? Aaron, that's where this is. Here's what I'd do. I wouldn't budge. Let him gripe. Let him cry. Retire. You're 38. Go ahead and retire. See you later. I mean, I'm really strong about stuff like that. And it just makes him look weak. In my way of looking, it makes him look weak. You know, how dare you draft somebody? Or, you know, I played better. What did he say? I played better than they thought I would. Or I don't know. Oh, me being the MVP really screwed him, you know, really messed him up. Well, you're going to make, I don't know how much money. That obviously he doesn't need the money. So probably he should just retire and go do Jeopardy. That's the way I look at it.
Is there an echo in here? Wow. I mean, that sounds an awful lot like what I've been saying the last several days. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to call the brother weak, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you think?
But no. But I do have another boy? W word. Whack.
That's your
no,
boy?
but another W word. Whack. Whack. Not weak. It's whack. But go ahead. I'll let you.
No. Because that's your. You said there's an echo.
Turned off.
You're aligning yourself with Terry Bradshaw.
With Terry Bradshaw. I know. No. Actually, no. I'm not aligning myself with Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw is aligning himself with me.
Okay.
Terry Bradshaw is aligning himself with me. Okay?
All right. So y'all,
just for the record,
y'all travel partners.
No, we just see it the same way.
You're traveling with Terry Bradshaw. So tell me why what Terry Bradshaw says, A, is relevant. That's me. Tell me what, that's me. I didn't mean that. Let me take that back. I strike that from the record.
Yeah, you did.
Tell me what Terry Bradshaw
says. That's the quarterback of your childhood team.
Yeah, more on that in a second. Why does that make sense to you? I'll say it that. I'll ask it that way. Why does what Terry Bradshaw
Why does it make sense to me? Because in a more colorful way, in a, wait for it, less nuanced way, he said exactly what I've been saying the last several days since this story broke. What is this really about? What are you really tripping over? A guy that they drafted that is not ready to play, that is not a threat to your job? A guy that they cut back in September named Jake Kumaro? That's what you're upset about? You just won MVP on a team that went 13-3 the last 2 years, and you want to change? Let me say again for the cheap seats. Let me say it for the people in the back. There's a reason why an MVP has never been traded. Because you have a good situation, good enough to win enough games to be the MVP. So here's the conclusion that I've come to, Michael. Okay? My conclusion is that this is how this is going to play out, one of two ways. Either Aaron Rodgers is going to return to the Green Bay Packers and spin this where it was all blown out of proportion by the media, or he's going to retire. He could either play the game or he could be a game show host, if he's lucky, because LeVar Burton may have something to say about that. This assumption that he's just going to get this job, I don't know where we get that from, okay? But okay, he can go do what he wants to do, or he can play for the Green Bay Packers. You know why, Michael? Because he does not have any other play than to walk away. He has no leverage and he has no play. Let me say that again. He has no leverage and he has no play. You know why? Because the quote Heath Ledger's Joker in the interrogation room with Christian Bale's Batman, you have nothing to threaten me with. Aaron Rodgers just went nuclear and just defecated on the entire draft. He overshadowed the Packers draft. He was as big a distraction as he could possibly be. And you know what they did? They took a cornerback in the first round. They stuck to their board and they did their job. Right. What can Aaron Rodgers do to force a trade that he didn't already try to do this weekend? He can't be a distraction, not in Green Bay. This ain't LA. This ain't New York. This ain't Boston. You in Green Bay, partner. He can't force his way out of this. And there is nothing that he can do, Michael Holley, in my opinion, if I'm the Green Bay Packers, there's nothing he can do to make it worth our while to force us to trade him. There's nothing you can do. Like I said yesterday, he'd have been better off being bad. Because you know what he did last year? For all of his hurt feelings over drafting Jordan Love and cutting Jake Kumaro, oh, he went out and threw 48 touchdown passes to 5 interceptions and 1 MVP. Oh, yeah, you screwed him all right. So if I'm the Packers, gee, thanks. Clearly, you play better when you're pissed. I like it when you're angry, Aaron. Come back and do that again. Be angry again. Maybe you'll throw 60 touchdowns next year because you're so upset because you don't want to be here. But there is nothing he can do to force them to trade him. Nothing. Because you were already as big a distraction as you can possibly be. He strategically dropped this news. Did I mention how much I love Aaron Rodgers? But I can be objective about this. I love him so much that I can tell him the truth.
Yeah.
He strategically dropped this news poetically and strategically and fittingly on draft day. And the train kept moving. They drafted a cornerback in the first round. They got him 3 more offensive linemen. And they got him a good slot receiver that they traded up to get in the 3rd round in Amari Rodgers. So tell me exactly what Aaron Rodgers' play is to get out of town, please. Okay. I'd love to hear it.
Mike, Terry Bradshaw is going to be 73 this year. Michael Smith is going to be 42 this year. There's a 31-year age gap between Terry Bradshaw and Michael Smith. But Michael Smith is a young man who thinks old, just like Terry Bradshaw.
That was a good body shot right there. I'm surprised you didn't sniff when you said that. Surprised you didn't go, that thing. That's probably that thing.
I probably did. I probably did. Like, listen, like, respectfully, Mr. Bradshaw, 4-0 in Super Bowls. Got better in the postseason throughout his career. Always got better in the postseason. Respectfully, your situation with Mark Malone and Cliff Stout is nothing like Aaron Rodgers and his situation with Jordan Love. First of all, Terry Bradshaw is referring to an NFL that doesn't exist anymore. You know why it didn't bother him when the Steelers drafted Mark Malone and Cliff Stout? Not just because he was better than they were, because he had nowhere to go. There was no free agency in 1980 in the NFL. They made peanuts. A lot of those guys, I'm not saying Bradshaw was one of them, a lot of those guys had second jobs after football season because they didn't make that much money. The team had all the leverage. And I know you don't think Aaron Rodgers has leverage right now, but if he does walk away, as Bradshaw says, hey, just ignore him, let him walk away, then you've done a disservice to your franchise because a player had a market and you let him leave for nothing. Here's the other reason he has leverage. I guess you don't have to let him go, but if you're trying to, Matt LaFleur, get back to the NFC Championship game again for the 3rd consecutive year, and Aaron Rodgers is not there to do that for you, you're probably going to win about 6 or 7 games with the receivers that you didn't draft in the first round and with your Eric Stokes or whatever the character's name is that you drafted in the first round. So sure, you don't have to do what Aaron Rodgers tells you to do. You don't have to do that. But the flip side is If he walks away, you get nothing for him, and your team is going to be bad. So, like, Terry Bradshaw is great. It sounds good. Hey, we got Terry Bradshaw. Hey, and they probably were excited, too, after Bradshaw. Hey, we have Bradshaw. Oh, he killed Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he did. But he doesn't understand this world that Aaron Rodgers is playing
Well, I do.
in.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
But you don't sound like it. You sound like him.
No, I do. Okay, let's deal in fact for a second. You're right. There is such a thing as free agency in the NFL, of which Aaron Rodgers is not. Let's start with that, okay? Now, I'm about to sound like a management guy. I'm not a management guy. I'm a reasonable guy, okay? I'm dealing in reality. You know, I'm telling it like it is. You telling it how it could be, all right? I'm telling you like it is. He's not a free agent. He has a contract, all right? May not be the contract he wants, which it behooves both parties to arrive at a contract commensurate with the updated pay scale among quarterbacks and commensurate and reflective of his most recent performance last year. Pay this man, okay? Green Bay should give him all the green possible to make him happy. Everybody got a price, including Aaron Rodgers, okay? That's a side note. Here's the thing. I think where you and I part company on this issue is, Michael, I just don't see it as being in the Packers' best interest to acquiesce or to take the path of least resistance here and say, well, he really doesn't want to be here. He's dug in. Let's get something for him. Let's salvage this situation. Again, to juxtapose this with Deshaun Watson, you and I agree that it was also in the Texans' best interest with a new general manager and a new head coach and being devoid of draft capital to cash in their most precious asset. It just so happened that the quarterback wanted out. So you know what? It's a win-win. This is not the case here. And yes, there may be a market for Aaron Rodgers. Who knows how much somebody would offer him if they actually put him on the block. If you're the Green Bay Packers, I don't think Aaron Rodgers' services, or frankly, the principle of moving Aaron Rodgers is worth whatever draft capital you're going to realistically put in front of us. For like you said the other day, a 37, 38-year-old quarterback who, albeit coming off an MVP, but as you said, you don't know. With history, you don't know when they're going to decline. So everybody can't be Tom Brady. So if I'm the Packers, yeah, sure. Are draft picks precious? Yes. But we're good with our own picks. And our organization, we've been fortunate enough to have some sustained success here. Thanks in no small part to our lineage of quarterbacks, most recently Favre to Rodgers. Thanks in no small part to you, Aaron Rodgers. Here's more financial compensation for helping us be the organization we are. But much like the aforementioned Pittsburgh Steelers or the New England Patriots, we didn't get to be one of the league's flagship franchises by letting any player run the organization. We're not trading you. We much rather see you suck it up and play pissed if you have to, because you play pretty well when you're pissed.
Okay. But, you know, I think it's been said, and I think it's accurate when people talk about negotiations. And when you make any kind of ultimatum, you got to be prepared to walk away. And
yes,
you don't walk away. You got to be prepared for it. So if they say no, then you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. And this is why I don't necessarily agree with Aaron Rodgers not having leverage. He does have leverage in this sense. If he walks away, the Packers will be devastated. Am I right or am I right? If Aaron Rodgers decides, if he retires tomorrow, will the Packers pivot, or would they really be crushed if Aaron Rodgers retires tomorrow? What do you think?
I actually don't think they would be crushed. I actually don't think they'll be crushed.
Oh, no? Okay.
I actually don't think. Nope. You know why? I don't want to hijack it from you, but can I expound on that, or you want to keep going?
No, go ahead and expound on that, because I'm okay. Well, then, if you're not going to be crushed,
you're surprised I would say that?
If you're not going to be crushed,
you're surprised I would say that?
That I retire, then let's stop arguing right now. Let's stop. The Packers and Terry Bradshaw have this whole thing twisted. They think that it's all on management's turn, and the management can determine the rhythm, and the players have no say in it. But as your money increases in the NFL, when owners have money, And general managers are getting more money than they ever have. And coaches are getting more money than they ever have. And they're thinking like business people. You know who starts to think like business people too? Quarterbacks.
Michael, no, don't do that. Let's not do this. Let's not do that. No, I take exception with that. But I'm not trying to. Okay, maybe I deserve this because I think you're doing right now what I did to you in the analytics conversation. I'm not speaking for Terry Bradshaw, but this is not a player empowerment conversation. I will.
Let's scrap that.
I will. But let me address what you just said. I just want to address that briefly. This is not, because I need to make sure I'm clear. This is not a player empowerment conversation. Because when it comes to the issue of player empowerment, I think you know where I stand. And I'm not some get off my lawn old guy. I'm specifically talking about Aaron Rodgers versus the Green Bay Packers.
But it's more entertaining.
And if I could speak for Terry.
It's more entertaining in this conversation for me to paint you in that corner. So I'm going to leave you there. I don't know anything. I'm going to leave you over there.
Okay, sure. I think what Terry Bradshaw is saying, because I know what I was saying, is that Aaron Rodgers, in my mind, respectfully, because who am I to tell him how he feels? This is so silly for you to want to leave a great situation. For all your issues with what they've done personnel-wise, it's worked out pretty well for you.
I think that's.
You've been on the brink of the Super Bowl.
I think that's just crazy.
You think that's what?
I think that's crazy.
Okay.
For you and Terry Bradshaw or anybody else to say he's been there for 16 years. And we don't.
If he just wants a fresh start, he can want a fresh start.
That's long enough.
Listen, if Aaron Rodgers came out tomorrow and did an interview and he said, I just want to live in, like Charles Robinson mentioned yesterday, I just want to live in Colorado with my fiance. Okay, fine. You know what? Matter of fact, Michael, I would respect that. Not that Aaron Rodgers needs my respect. And by the way, did I mention how much I really like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I would respect.
And you got him into a party once.
I would
got him into a party when he was a rookie.
I would respect that more than I'm upset over Jay Kumaro and Jordan Love. I would respect you wanting to move for Love than being upset about them drafting Love. This makes no sense to me. Why wouldn't they be devastated? Here's why they wouldn't be devastated. In no particular order. One, they're the Green Bay Packers. Two, this is why they drafted Jordan Love. To be the potential successor and heir apparent for the inevitable day when they all walk away. One day, whether it's this year, next year, 2 years, 5 years from now, one day Aaron Rodgers is going to stop playing football. And if he decides that at the top of his game, that time is now, that would be disappointing, but not devastating. I say again, disappointing, but not devastating. Because we have a quarterback in place that we thought enough to draft up for the eventuality that you would walk away. So if you want to walk away now, hey, man, that's unfortunate because you're still playing great football, and we love to win games with you. So have a nice retirement. Give us back that signing bonus. Enjoy Jeopardy.
Hey, listen.
If you're not, if we can't play, if we can't have you, no one can. If you ain't playing here, you ain't playing.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers translation. Let me translate on behalf of Aaron Rodgers. That's what I've been screaming all along. You got your quarterback. You got your.
That doesn't mean I have to trade you. That doesn't mean I have to trade you. I know you don't have to.
I know you don't have to. But you drafted Love. You bought Love. Okay? Store-bought Love.
What's Love got to do with it? What's Love got to do with it?
So, hey, you got your quarterback, Green Bay Packers, bigger than one individual, then, Titletown, USA, all that stuff. Got it. So, if you're not devastated that I'm leaving and you plan for my departure, do a brother a solid and let me get up on out of here. That's one. Two, and as you're trading me and you're thinking about how you're kind of holding me here, even though I don't want to be here, I've tried to act out in the media. I've thrown tantrums. I've let Terry Bradshaw do his old man thing against me. I've let all kinds of people. I haven't put on a song from Sign of the Times, Strange Relationship. And, I don't want to see you happy. More than that, I hate to see you sad. What's this strange relationship? It's a strange relationship, but let me go. If you don't need me, let me go.
No, I didn't say, no, that's not what I said. That's not what we said, Aaron. That's not what we said, Aaron. Because, see, what you're missing, Aaron, Aaron, you're missing that this is a two-way street. We're not forcing you to walk away. If you want to play football, we would love to see you continue playing football for the Green Bay Packers. And we have a contract that stipulates that you play football for the Green Bay Packers. Or to quote Chicago, I got a contract between me and you that says you do what I say. Anyway, shout out to Bernie Mac, rest in peace. So you're saying let you go. We don't want to because you played too well. See, Aaron, maybe you need an NFL history lesson. Because throughout NFL history, when teams let iconic players go, they believe that those players are done, or that they're no longer worth the cost, or they're no longer worth keeping around, or they have a succession plan in place. There's a Steve Young waiting in the wings. Now, we drafted Jordan Love. We like Love. Liked him enough to trade up for him at the expense of our relationship with you. But Jordan Love wasn't the MVP last year. And we got a team that's ready to go to the Super Bowl. We just had a hell of a draft, whether you realize it or not. Rob Demovsky on ESPN.com, he laid it out.
Gracious.
That if you were open-minded enough, you realize.
Who's he cover?
I don't know how many books he's written about a certain team. Does that disqualify you from talking about the Patriots?
No, I'm saying, who's he cover?
Because he covers the Packers,
right?
He covers the Packers. Does that disqualify him from talking about the Packers?
No, it doesn't. No, it's just the opposite. That's not what I'm saying. It makes him more qualified than us to talk about the Packers. But I'm guessing if he covers the Packers and he's suggesting that the Packers had a great draft, I wonder where that's coming from. Sorry, Rob.
When I said disqualified,
I wonder where that's coming from.
When I say disqualified, does that compromise his credibility to talk about the Packers? Okay, regardless. Here's the thing.
Not his credibility, but his sources. You think he's got Packers sources, Mike?
Sure. Okay, like I just said, you wrote a bunch of books on the Patriots. I don't automatically go at your credibility.
Not my credibility.
You can still speak up. I can still be objective.
No.
He can't be objective because he covers the Packers?
No. Come on, man. Let's live in the real world. If I wrote books on the Patriots and I was inside with the Patriots, let me tell you, most of my sources in those books came from inside the building. I'm just telling you. Come on. That's like most beat writers. Most beat writers are the same way.
It doesn't mean he can't have a solid point. And if you look at the draft, because last time I checked, Aaron doesn't play defense, which he knows from the NFC Championship game. Them trying to help the defense with their first-round pick helps Aaron achieve what should be the ultimate objective, which is to win the Super Bowl. Them getting offensive linemen, because once upon a time, I believe they drafted David Bakhtiari. I believe they drafted Corey Lindsey from Ohio State. Now they went and drafted another center from Ohio State. That protects Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, a slot receiver as versatile as Amari Rodgers, I thought that's what Aaron liked, given his relationship once upon a time with Randall Cobb. Oh, and just for good measure, we'll give you 2 more offensive linemen and draft a sleeper running back in the 7th round named Colin Hill out of Mississippi State. Keep an eye on that guy. Anyway, what I'm saying is, yes, we understand your frustration. But while you may think because we have a plan in place for when you do leave, then that should make us comfortable with facilitating your departure. Nah, man, we'd much rather see you sling 50 touchdowns for us. And if you don't, and you choose to walk away, then that's on you.